Hello everyone, welcome to the War Zone. I'm Scruffy, and this is Scruffy Tales. And now, with the uncertainty of what Trump will do, will Trump help Ukraine? Will Trump pull support for Ukraine? Uh, where will Ukraine find uh, someone that can fill the gap, fill the shoes, fill the void if the United States steps back? And that country might be South Korea. Europe will provide a lot of equipment. They're stepping up production of artillery ammunition, what have you. They will be able to support Ukraine with those things. There are certain things, though, that the United States is providing that no one else can provide. But there is a small possibility that South Korea might actually step in and fill some of the void created should the United States pull back. So I figured we would take a look at what we know the United States has provided Ukraine with. I mean, there's always this talk about, percentage of GDP and what have you, how the Baltics provide more in terms of more more support to Ukraine in terms of, percentage of GDP and stuff like that. And so United States really should step up and everything. That, I mean, ignoring all of that, if Trump decides to hold back the support for Ukraine, I mean, that means Ukraine loses access to a whole bunch of vehicles, equipment, and weaponry. And I mean, 31 Abrams, old Abrams. Europe can pick up the slack on that one. And if South Korea decides to help out, yes, then you can fill the void here, because the United States hasn't really provided tanks. But what they have provided is 300 Bradleys. And I mean, this is the strength of both the Bradley and Abrams. They exist in large numbers. So if you lose 10 or 20 or 30, the United States can always supply you with more of them. And this is where there will be a void to provide Ukraine with proper infantry fighting vehicles. I think it's only Sweden, I think, that's provided Ukraine with proper infantry fighting vehicles with the CV-90. I think Poland has provided some heavy-duty APCs with the chain guns and what have you, but they're not really infantry fighting vehicles as such. And this would be a big blow to the Ukrainian war effort if they no longer can provide, can be given more Bradleys, if they cannot get help to repair them, and if they can't get spare parts and what have you. M113s, M113s, they're being provided to Ukraine by every army in the world, basically. I think Europe and hopefully South Korea can provide Ukraine with APCs. I mean, these small and strikers and what have you. I think the world will be able to do that. It's not that big of a blow. The big blow is losing a steady supply of Bradleys. This will be a significant blow to Ukraine. Yeah, same thing here with MRAPs, important vehicles, but I think the rest of the world can step up and provide MRAPs steadily to Ukraine. But I mean, this is also one of the big perks of having the United States as an ally. They have thousands of these vehicles. They can just ship them in. I mean, take a look, 3,000 Humvees, old vehicles, sure, but they can still provide you with 3,000 okay off-road vehicles. And we've seen Ukraine rely on Humvees for assaulting trench lines and what have you. So So yeah, I mean, quantity is a quality unto itself. I mean, that has to be said. Uh, 300 armored medical treatment vehicles that will be felt. That is a uh, that is important aid from the United States. I mean, trucks, you can find trucks where, I mean, just pick up civilian trucks, but this is a very good addition from the United States. Uh, Artillery, standard artillery, Europe is stepping up. France is stepping up. Ukraine is building their own. So that's not a big blow. But then we come down to the HIMARS, right? Ukraine has 20. They will receive another 20. I mean, losing access to this will be a massive blow, and Europe cannot fill that gap. Can South Korea? I don't know if South Korea has anything they could consider sharing. I think this will be a gap that won't be filled if Trump decides to not support Ukraine. Surface-to-air missiles, Europe is, I mean, NASAMS, Norwegians. This one Patriot from the United States. Yeah, Europe can fill the void here when it comes to surface-to-air missiles. But alarm. But take a look at this: 10,000 Javelin anti-armor systems. That's a whole lot. 9,000 TOWs, 90,000 other anti-armor systems, ammunitions. Can Europe and South Korea maybe they can fill the void here? I mean, there are plenty of anti-tank weapons, capable anti-tank weapons in Europe. Germany has their own. Spain has their own. I mean, Sweden has a bunch. You know, NLAW 84, Carl Gustav, and what have you. And I'm sure the South Koreans have their own versions of all of this. So this shouldn't be a problem. I think other allies will be able to step up and help Ukraine with this. The big thing when we're talking about support from the United States is, of course, missiles, things that fly off and go boom. And this is something that Europe will struggle with to help out with. I think this is another gap that won't be filled either by Europe or South Korea. Drones, I mean, Ukraine, they got their own drones. They can handle this. This is not a big loss. And that, I mean, coming down here, take a look at this. Ammunition. Europe will outproduce the United States in terms of artillery ammunition, so this is not an issue. Europe will handle this. I'm not worried at all about this. But I mean, it's a lot of ammunition that the United States has helped out with, that Ukraine no longer will have access to. It's a problem. It is a huge problem that the United States potentially may not support Ukraine with equipment after the transition of power from Biden to Trump. But I mean, continuing here with Wikipedia, Seal of the Republic of Korea, South Korean Army. If we scroll down, I mean, take a look at this. Approximately 2,200 tanks, 3,100 armored fighting vehicles. 5,600 artillery pieces as of 2022. And they even have M48 Patton, 400 of them. They have Soviet T-80s. Huh. And they, of course, have their own K1 main battle tanks. And they have the K2, Black Panther. I mean, imagine if South Korea provides Pattons to Ukraine. The memes, Jesus. But they're there. They are there. I mean, as you can see, 2,000 tanks, 3,000 armored fighting vehicles. South Korea has the equipment to spare. They can provide Ukraine with some of this. They really do. When constructed, it will be lighter, including and Russian BMP, both speed and payload. So yeah, I mean it's doable. It is doable, and they are getting these new high-tech Black Panther tanks, 443 of them. I think, as funny as it sounds, that Ukraine might receive Patton tanks from South Korea. Wouldn't that be awesome? I mean, imagine if they got 200 of these, 100, 200, right? Armored fighting vehicles. Why not? The United States has provided 300 Bradleys, a bunch of other armored vehicles as well. I mean, South Korea could provide 100, 200, maybe 300 of these, whatever they are. I mean, we have potential here. Take a look, 1,500 K1A1 tanks. These are capable tanks with 120 millimeter guns, right? I mean, why not send 100 of these together with some Pattons, right? South Korea has potential, real potential to actually help Ukraine, even if it's not the best tanks, the most modern tanks. I mean, other countries are providing Leopard 1 tanks. Why not Pattons? Why not K1A1s? Right? Ukraine needs them. So, that would be something. That really would be something. We'll see what happens. But South Korea, if they edit their laws a bit and allows foreign sales of military equipment, deadly military equipment to a nation at war, such as Ukraine, this could end up being an okay deal for Ukraine. We'll see what happens. It's so difficult to try and predict what Trump will do. He is such a wild card, and but I think no matter how you twist and turn it, since you have all this uncertainty, you don't know if Trump will support Ukraine throughout 2025, and in 2026 he will just flip. I mean, securing South Korean support will be super, super crucial for Ukraine, no matter how you twist it and spin it. If Trump decides that enough is enough and he doesn't want to support Ukraine anymore, Ukraine needs a country that can step in and provide numbers in terms of equipment, heavy equipment, armored equipment, good equipment, and South Korea fits the bill. They really do. So let's hope that South Korea and Ukraine can work out a deal where South Korea provides important military equipment to Ukraine. Anyway, that's it. Hope I'll see you in the next one. As always, go på marsch, Ukraine, and give them hell.